You're sitting somewhere right now. Maybe a couch, maybe a chair, maybe a waiting room with a broken TV and a magazine from 3 years ago. And something is happening inside you. A kind of restlessness, a low hum, a pull toward your phone, toward the window, toward anything that isn't this moment. You call it boredom. But that word doesn't even begin to explain what's actually going on. Because boredom isn't a modern invention, it's not a symptom of smartphones or short attention spans or the age of distraction. It is ancient. It is wired into you at a level so deep that neuroscientists are still untangling it. And the reason you feel it, the reason it drives you half mad, has nothing to do with having nothing to do. It has everything to do with survival. Let's go back, way back, about 300,000 years, give or take. Your ancestor is sitting in a forest clearing. The hunting was good this morning. The fire is steady. Everyone ate. There's nothing urgent happening. No predators, no crisis. Just stillness. And here's the thing. That stillness doesn't feel like peace. It feels like a warning. Something in the body stirs. A creeping alertness. A low-grade restlessness that says, move, scan, do something, find something. That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is the reason your ancestor survived and others didn't. Psychologist John Eastwood at York University has spent years studying what he calls the core of boredom. His research defines it not as a lack of stimulation, but as the inability to engage attention with something meaningful despite wanting to. Your brain doesn't want emptiness. It wants signal. It wants purpose. When it can't find either, it doesn't go quiet. It sounds an alarm. Think about what stillness meant 300,000 years ago. A body at rest was a body exposed. A mind with nothing to do was a mind failing to notice the thing creeping through the grass. The brains that could tolerate long, aimless inactivity were not the ones that passed their genes forward. The brains that panicked, mildly, usefully, persistently, were the ones that kept scanning, kept moving, kept searching. Those are your brains now. Your boredom is a survival mechanism that never got the memo that the forest is gone. But there's something even stranger happening underneath that restlessness. Neuroscientist Mary Helen Immordino-Yang at the University of Southern California has studied what the brain does during unstructured idle time. What she found challenges almost everything you think you know about doing nothing. When your brain has no task, no screen, no conversation, no problem to solve, it doesn't go quiet. It activates the default mode network, a sprawling internal system that lights up with self-reflection, memory consolidation, and something researchers are only beginning to understand: the construction of meaning. Your brain uses boredom as a workshop. It sifts through what happened. It imagines what could happen. It connects things that don't seem connected. It builds the story of who you are. The restlessness you feel isn't the absence of thought. It's the pressure of thought trying to surface. And here is where it gets counterintuitive. The more you kill the boredom, the more you fill every quiet second with content and noise and scrolling, the more you interrupt that process. The mind never gets to build. It just receives. And there is growing evidence that a mind that only receives and never synthesizes starts to lose something: creativity, emotional regulation, a sense of direction. The uncomfortable feeling you're running from is the very thing that would have helped you if you'd let it run. Researchers Sandy Mann and Rebecca Cadman at the University of Central Lancashire ran a fascinating experiment. They gave one group a deeply boring task: copying numbers out of a phone book for an extended period. Then they gave both groups a creative challenge. The bored group outperformed the control group significantly, not despite the boredom, because of it. The wandering, restless, unsatisfied mind is a mind searching, and searching minds find things. Your ancient ancestor sitting in the clearing wasn't wasting time either. That idle restlessness led to exploration, new territory, new food sources, new tools, new social bonds. Boredom is the engine of human curiosity. You were built to be uncomfortable with standing still, because standing still, for most of human history, was the beginning of decline. So why does it feel so bad? Because the system was calibrated for a world with far fewer escape routes. When your ancestor felt the restlessness, there were limited options. Walk somewhere, talk to someone, make something. The discomfort had nowhere else to go but into action. Now you have a device in your pocket that offers 10,000 ways to mute the signal in under 3 seconds. The alarm still sounds, but now there's a snooze button that never stops working.